Hi, my name is Pilger. I'm a motorsports writer with the State Journal-Register, and we're here interviewing Tim Wilkerson, local businessman and NHRA Funny Car driver who had one of his best weekends of his career in St. Louis this past weekend. If it's sunk in yet after several days that you're actually in first place in the NHRA Funny Car points?
Well, I mean, I believe it's probably sunk in. There's no doubt about that. We just, I really don't get too wound up in that kind of thing. It's cool to leave there with the points lead, and it was really a lot neater situation just to do so well in front of the home crowd and in front of all the Levi Ray and Shout fans and employees, to tell you the truth, more than anything.
And, of course, you always considered Gateway International your home track, and I think this is about the 13th year, and you got that first win down there. You've had some success in qualifying, but this was the first victory at Gateway, and like I say, that's very important in front of a big crowd that you had.
Well, it is. I think probably what goes on a lot of times is when a guy has a couple of bad years that the sponsor kind of wonders what he's even involved for, and so that really helps us out a lot. When you can do so well close to home and close to your sponsor, I think that gives him a little bit of assurance that we're kind of like a stock. You don't want to give up on us. You got to ride out the bad times with us when we're doing bad, and the good times. If we're a quality stock, we're going to come back, and we like to think that's what we are. We're a quality stock here at Wilkerson Racing, and there's times that we're going to do bad, and we are on the top of the mountain right now, and hopefully, I think you remember last year I told you a few times how I was clawing my way back up. I was down in the valley, and I knew I wasn't going to get any worse than I was doing there. We had nowhere to go but up, and in the last 5 or 6 races of 2007, and now the first 7 races of this year, we've proven that our tenacity really has got us back to the top of the heap where we think we belong.
And you mentioned your sponsor, and of course your main sponsor is Springfield-based Levi Ray and Shout, and of course Dick Levi of that company. And talk a little bit about that and what it means to have a guy who is behind you 110% like Dick is.
Well, that's the thing. Our relationship started back in '99, and I was thrilled to get a call from Dick Levi. I was actually driving for somebody else, and Dick called me, and we talked about how this may benefit his company, and he wasn't even concerned about that. He was more concerned that I'd lost my driving job, and he was a fan, and that bothered him, and he really wanted to know if there's a way he could get involved and help me. And I thought that was just terrific. And as we went through the first year or so, I mean, he started out very small and grew to the way that we are right now. And we just keep trying to figure out a way to when Dick gets up in the morning that he's not embarrassed that he's done this or unhappy that he's done it. And like I say, this year's kind of so far bringing us back out of the dungeon with him and back up to the top of his mind, and happy that he's done what he's done, really. But that's how it got started. It was very simple. Dick, he came to me and was really concerned that we'd lost my ride, and because he was just such a big fan. So, and when they start out that way, usually they got some good growth potential, and so far so good.
Now, Tim, you're seated next to a portion of your winning funny car here, basically
yes.
The chassis. Tell our viewers a little bit about what they're looking at here.
Well, what you're looking at right now basically is just the empty shell of what we raced over the weekend. The motor and all comes in and out of it every run. We rebuild the motor and look it over and try and figure out what went right and what went wrong during the run. And in fact, we had it this way between second and third round, just the way you're looking at it now. In as little as about 15 or 20 minutes, it looks this way, and then about another 20 or 30 minutes, it's ready to run. So the guys just do a terrific job, and it gets to this point every time. It don't look like much now, but if we had to have it running, we could have it running in a half an hour.
Your crew has definitely done an outstanding job. Most of them are veterans, one new guy, but they really, if anybody comes to your pit area and stands outside and watch those guys flying around, they're probably amazed that they don't run into each other and knock each other out with all the parts and as fast as they move, but they get the job done so well.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. There's a lot of coordinated chaos going on. And we have our issues. We run into each other from time to time, but it's still the space that you have to work in and the limited time schedule that NHRA allows you. It really makes it very difficult to go through every weekend and not have some type of mishap. And we have them. We just don't see them. They do a good job, and to do what we do, we just need to try to get to the start line every time and minimize our mistakes. And as long as we can do that, it gives me a chance to be the guy that does the thing wrong. And that's what we need. I need to be the guy that makes a mistake, not one of them. And that's what we've always talked about. Make me the guy that does the thing wrong.